Well, thank you for joining us in this discussion. There's been a lot of news and a lot of confusion about the locust attack. We've seen visuals from Rajasthan, from Madhya Pradesh, and from other states. But the fact that these grasshopper looking like things have actually descended in the millions upon farms, upon forests, and they're eating everything in their way. Now, while there's been some fake news that's also done the rounds about the fact that some of this has entered Mumbai, there have been no real reports of anyone seeing a locust attack in Mumbai. Here's why this is worrying and perhaps a little scary. These animals travel over a course of 10 kilometers. Each of them eats their own body weight in grain or crop per day, which is about 2 grams, which wouldn't have been too bad if there weren't about 40 million of them traveling at a time. Now, there's perhaps also an angle of the fact that this has now happened in India recently, and it's also could be climate change and the rising temperatures in some parts of India that have attracted them to our, to our farms. If you look at the visuals on your screen, apart from the fact that some of it is icky and a little worrying, there have been farmers who have had to deal with this and they're finding ways around it. I just want to help, I just want to understand what's really going on and if this is going to in any way cause more pain to our farm sector that's already going through enough as it is. The agriculture sector was in pain to begin with before the lockdown came in, and post that, specifically farmers who grow vegetables and perishables have had a very difficult time over the last 2 months. What is this going to mean for them? Joining me on the conversation, Avik Saha is the national convener of the Jai Kisan Andolan. Devi Goenka is an environmentalist who I personally respect very greatly. Yogesh Pandey is a lawyer and a social activist who works fundamentally on farm issues. Dr. Amol Patwardhan is the assistant professor zoology at the K.J. Somaiya College of Science and Commerce. And Rahul Vange is a farmer whose farm has been attacked by locusts, who's going to tell us what that has been like and what he's had to go through. But I want to start, if I may, with Dr. Patwardhan, if we have him. Dr. Patwardhan, could you tell us what this animal or this insect is? And, this is something that doesn't normally happen in India. What's brought it on?
Okay. Now, this is a grasshopper. Okay. Now, it is called as the desert locust. It is found throughout the country otherwise. But what happens is when there's a spell of kind of wet season or more moisture, they emerge in large number and they enter into a phase called as the gregarious phase. So it's like their population explosion. And what happens is some of the individuals start moving in some direction and the mob follows. And they move randomly initially and they start their movement when they start finding a food. Now, let me be clear that there should not be any fear that they will land up in Mumbai, at least here, because already southwest monsoon has already, not monsoon, the wind has already started slowly. So they will not come here. Secondly, our part is not as dry as they want it. So there's a high chance that they will infect in internal part of Maharashtra or Deccan Plateau for that matter. So Mumbai doesn't have problem. Secondly, it is a natural phenomenon of explosion, population explosion. So then it also has a repercussion on the local, repercussion on the local farmland. It doesn't normally eat up forest plant, or you can see even it doesn't harm the plants in our streets. So of course we need to control the population, but they will die on their own after some time because already crops have been harvested in most of the part. Of course, the agricultural expert will tell more better than me, but to the crop it is dangerous, but otherwise for humans it is not.
Dr. Patwardhan, I also read that apparently they're likely to begin laying eggs fairly soon and that might cause their numbers to increase. Could you tell us what the risk is with that?
Possibly there is a chance of increasing number, definitely, because right now we are experiencing a bit dry in the country, some part. Maybe monsoon if arrives in the first or second week of June, there's a increase in vegetation. So number is going to increase, but remember we have a lot of predators as well. We have many birds, many reptiles to feed on them. So they will be kept in control. of course, this time the population has increased a lot, so might be affect to some extent, but it's not a very long time phenomenon.
Okay,
It
let
will
me
curb
take
on its own.
yes, let me take this to the agriculture experts at this point. Avik Saha is with us. He's the national convener of the Jai Kisan Andolan. Mr. Saha, we've obviously the farmers have been through enough in the country right now with the lockdown, and before that with a failing farm sector. How badly has this hit farmers in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh?
Very badly, Faye. Remember, it came in through the desert route, which means we are talking about the arid dryland crops, which were in this point of time growing. And that is the belt that produces your spices, your garlic, and things like that. It came in through Rajasthan, entered Madhya Pradesh through that Neemach belt, and then moved. I'm thankful to Dr. Patwardhan for the information he's shared, but there is something that I have a question in my mind, which I'm sure your viewers also have, which is that why is this year specially a year when we are discussing locusts? My non-zoological answer, reading here and there, is that certain elements and factors help this. I'm also told that this time, rather than the usual route of Pakistan, there are 3 swarms which have actually come into the country. One has flown right across the continent of Africa into India. The other has come from the northwest, upper Pakistan and Kazakhstan, etc. Explosion of population, Dr. Patwardhan has said, but that's primarily because they feel that this is the right time for them to explode their population. When things are good, you want your tribe to grow. So what were the good things that were happening? It was the Rabi crops in the fields of India. So I am not so happy with the fact that they've eaten up a lot of this on their way, and they're now waiting the second wave. Usual locust waves come from July to October, and the second wave is coming, and because of the situation that is happening, the change of air currents and the change above the Arabian Sea, I'm not so sure that the farmer has anything to be very happy or hopeful about in the very near future. Farming was the only sector that was somehow standing the onslaught of the economic slowdown due to pre-lockdown and during lockdown. Now, if that is attacked, what is left in this country now? Help this country take us out of this lockdown. If food sources, and there is conflicting statistics on this, how much farmland has been affected, how much of the crop has been affected. Let me be conservative. Let's say only 25% of the crops have been affected. The point is, when the new crop is coming and the Kharif planting will be in the next 2-3 weeks, that is like the best food, that's gourmet for the desert locust. The young shoots and the young saplings. So we are looking at a very, very dangerous situation here, and it's reached places where it hasn't reached. Today I read it's reached Jharkhand. So I don't see this as a normal, usual, business as usual kind of phenomena. This is certainly very, very different years. Of course, we had very severe attacks, 3 decades ago and then in the 70s. But I believe that this time, with the current situation of the economy and the farmers already going through a lot of distress, this actually potentially has the power to break the farmers back.
In fact, I have Rahul Bangi with us right now. He is a farmer himself. Rahul, can you hear me? मेरी आवाज आप तक आ रही है?
मैडम आ रही है.
हाँ, राहुल जी, आप मुझे बता सकते हैं आपके खेत में क्या हुआ?
मैडम, हर रोज की तरह हम किसान हैं. हम हमारे खेत में मजदूरी यानी कि जो भी हो सकता है, क्योंकि आने वाले नेक्स्ट, जैसे भी सर ने, अविक साहा सर ने बात की है, आने वाले 2 या 3 वीक्स में हमारा खरीफ का हंगामा आ रहा है. लेकिन हमारा ज्यादातर संतरा की बाग होने के, फ्रूट ऑरेंज की बाग होने की वजह से हमारा ज्यादातर डिपेंड उस पर रहते. अगर हमारे घर 5 एकड़ खेती है शायद, तो उसमें 4 एकड़ हमारे घर, मेरे घर संतरा है. और जिसके भरोसे में पूरे साल भर, जिसके भरोसे में हम खाना खाते हैं, हम एक किसान है मैडम। एक बार अगर बीज जमीन में डालते तो हमारा जो अंजाम है वो हमको लास्ट में पता चलता है। अगर जनवरी में हम कुछ बीज डाले यानी मई जून में बीज डाल रहे तो हमारा रिजल्ट वो नेक्स्ट ईयर के फरवरी मार्च में आता है। उसमें भी ऊपर से भाव नहीं मिलता, वो तो बात अलग है। लेकिन इतना बड़ा हमने हमारी संतरे की बाग खड़ी की, संतरा और मौसम्बी की रात दिन मेहनत करके हमने हमारी बाग खड़ी की। हम ऊपर से गवर्नमेंट ऑफ या कोई भी गवर्नमेंट हो, हमको बिजली मिलती है, वो रात को मिलती है। हम रात को जाते हैं खेत में, पानी के खाद डालते हैं, सुबह उठ के जाते हैं, दोपहर को इतने भी धूप में 12-2 बजे तक काम करते हैं, फिर एक आधा घंटा रिलैक्सेशन होते और फिर 3 बजे से और हमारे खेत में काम करने को लगते। लेकिन उस दिन मैडम जैसे मैं हर रोज अपने जिस तरह मैं हर रोज अपने खेत में काम करने लगा हूँ, वो तिहाड़ी दल जिसको बोलते हैं, हमारे मराठी में उसको नाकतोड़े बोलते हैं, वो उसका डायरेक्ट अटैक आ गया। मुझे थोड़ा थोड़ा मोबाइल यूज करता हूँ तो मुझे पता था कि ऐसा कुछ होने ये मध्य प्रदेश में है, इसमें राजस्थान में। जैसे मैं खुद के खेत में देखा, मैं तो इतना शौक गया कि मुझे क्या करे क्या नहीं, क्या करे क्या नहीं। यानी कि जो हमारी मेहनत है, दिन रात कमाई की जो मेहनत है, वो एकदम से बर्बाद होने वाली थी। तब मैंने हमारे आसपास के जो किसान भाई थे उनको मैंने आवाज दी, बुलाया, जोर जोर से चिल्लाया। अगर मैं एक आधा घंटा और आधा घंटा भी देर कर देता मैडम, तो यानी कि मेरा अभी तो 95% नुकसान यानी कि घाटा तो हुआ ही। यानी कि जो मेरी दिन रात की मेहनत थी वो तो पूरी चली गई। हमारा साल तक हम क्या खाएंगे वही हमको अभी ये कर रहा है, परेशानी खाई जा रही है। उन्होंने डायरेक्ट आए, हमारे संतरा के जो भी मौसम्बी की बाग थी उस पर डायरेक्ट आके बैठ गई। मैंने उनके बारे में थोड़ा सा तब पढ़ा था मैडम कि अगर वो एक जगह बैठ गई तो उसके वो जो पत्ते रहते हैं वो भी खा लेते हैं। अगर झाड़ पर कोई संतरा या मौसम्बी होगा, फ्रूट होगा, उसको भी खा लेते हैं। मुझे क्या करे क्या नहीं, लेकिन हमारे जैसे किसान भाइयों ने आए, हमने ताबड़तोड़ कुछ धूर वगैरह किया, कुछ जलाया, जो भी मुझे मिलता उसको जलाया, गीला घास में उस पर डाला यानी कि धूर हो सके ज्यादा से ज्यादा उसको। और कुछ जो हमारे इधर तो बजाने को मिलते हैं, जैसे हमारे मराठी ताट कहते हैं, इसको हमने बजाया, जोर जोर से बजाया, आवाज की, साउंड किया, यानी कि वो भग जाए मैडम। यानी कंटिन्यू भी हो जाए और वो ये भग जाए रात दिन। यानी कि इतना करने के बावजूद भी मैडम मैं आपको बता नहीं सकता। कल ही हमारे यहाँ के एमएलए ने मेरे खेत में विजिट दी थी। यहाँ की जो कृषि एग्रीकल्चर के संबंधी जो भी ऑफिसर है उन्होंने भी विजिट दी थी। साल भर का पूरा फसल उन्होंने बर्बाद कर दिया। और मेरे कुछ छोटे छोटे ऑरेंज के झाड़ी थे मैडम, उनको भी उन्होंने पूरा यानी कि जो ऊपर के उनके वो झाड़ के शेंडे रहते हैं उसको भी उन्होंने खा डाला। अच्छा हुआ हमने जो ज्यादा मेहनत की, थोड़ा बहुत बचा। लेकिन डर इसका बात का है मैडम, ठीक है अभी 65% में आने वाले जो खरीफ हंगाम आ रहे उसकी तैयारी चालू है। अगर आगे चलकर अगर ये जो तिहाड़ी दल है वो अगर यहीं पर रहते, क्या मैंने सुना है मैडम, मुझे डिटेल तो पता नहीं, मैं इतना तो पता नहीं, अगर ये आने वाले दिन में यही रहते तो हमारा पूरा का पूरा नुकसान कर जाएंगे। जो पराठी रहती है, हमारी तूर रहती है, हमको तो पता ही नहीं चलेगा क्या करे ना क्या करे।
मुझे राहुल जी
कोरोना
बताइए, फसल तो साल की होती है, लेकिन आपके जो संतरा की तो जो पेड़ है, जो जड़ है आपके, तो 10 साल 15 साल लेते हैं बढ़ने में। तो पेड़ ठीक है, पत्ते ठीक है कि पेड़ को भी डैमेज हुआ है?
पेड़ को भी डैमेज हुआ है, उसके ऊपर जो फ्रूट थे मैडम उसको भी डैमेज हुआ है। अभी पत्ते तो पूरे डैमेज हो गए। पत्ते के ऊपर जो हमारा फ्रूट रहता है, पत्ते तो आ जाएंगे मैडम, लेकिन ऊपर के पत्ते खाने की वजह से वो भी नहीं आएंगे। झाड़ भी बर्बाद हो गया। हमारी जो फसल थी उसमें ऑरेंज थे, मौसमी थी, वो भी बर्बाद हो गया। ऊपर से कोरोना की वजह से वैसे हमारे किसी भी इसको रेट नहीं है, क्या करे ना करे। कोरोना का ये हमारे ऊपर दूसरा कोरोना ही चाहिए मैडम।
ये आपके ऊपर दूसरा कोरोना है. Thank you, Rahul ji, हमसे बात करने के लिए. I want to take the question to Yogesh Pandey, who is a social activist who works with farmers in the Maharashtra area. Yogesh ji, आप सुन रहे थे अभी जो राहुल ने क्या कहा. हमारा जानकारी ये करिए कि नागपुर की तरफ और हमारी विदर्भ की तरफ जहाँ पे सूखा मौसम चल रहा है अभी, there is a large attack of locust. Can you tell us what damage is being done, if at all? Have you had a chance to speak to farmers in that area?
Yeah, I spoke with a few farmers from Morshu region, and right now my farmer friend rightly said that totally whatever comes in their way, they are just destroying everything. It is a fair double whammy, double blow to farmer after the corona, and the farmer, because due to no availability of market, farmer had to literally throw their veggies and their fruit. And this is the start of the Kharif season. Within a couple of weeks, there will be Kharif sowing. And this swam travels in the territory of 15 kilometers by 3 kilometers. This at a time 45 square kilometers. This is a big, huge amount. And the threat is from two parts. One is going from Gujarat side, and other is traveling to the three districts of Maharashtra. It is Wardha, Amravati, and Nagpur. And I was tracking also. So due to they move with the direction of the wind. And every day they travel up to say 100 to 150 kilometers. So that entire swam has moved towards India. So it's fortunately, though it is fortunate for Maharashtra, but again for other states it's dangerous. So it has shifted towards India, but one don't know. Most important concern is that the growth rate of this toll or this swamps or this locust, they germinate by 200 times in their lifespan of 8 weeks. So it's a exponential growth is terrific, and without the aid of government, without government supports, it's impossible for a solo farmer to fight out, control it, and reach it. So it's a very impossible. Then one more important threat that we are just everyone is neglecting government. That government is issuing advisory to use the chemical pesticide and heavy dose of chemicals. Now, if there is a harvesting cropping time, and if heavy chemicals are poured on fields and with the seeds, we don't know what is going to happen to the cropping pattern, what will happen to yields, what is going to happen. So it's a very, very grave concern. And government now, fortunately, we have got the technology now. 3 decades back, we didn't have the drones. Now we got a small aircraft, small drones. They can be put into this thing, and government should not take it lightly. Because right now everyone is concerned about corona and the COVID issue, but then we can't neglect, because in 3 districts, as per the estimates, about 30 to 35% green leaves, green trees has been damaged by this swan. And the way they are multiplying and where they are, if we don't take any action from our end, from government end, then one can't say, because they can cover entire central India, and the threat is from Gujarat also, again in Rajasthan. So they are getting split, and the pattern changes. That is also because there is very less study, since it is after the 3.5 decades in India. So there is no research, no one knows exactly. So only the solution is to get get rid of them, use pesticides, smoke and the other thing. That is the major issue.
I made it a point to bring in Mr. Debbie Goenka. Mr. Goenka, here's the thing. There's also an environmental angle to this. It's rising temperatures, it's climate change. There's more to consider about the impact of human action that our farmers are having to suffer today, isn't it? Isn't some of this our responsibility as citizens?
Quite right. Cause and effect is very, simple in this particular case. The seen rising ocean temperatures last year in 2019 has led to unexpectedly heavy rainfall in Arabia, deserts of Arabia, and so on, which is the breeding ground of these locusts. And because of the heavy rainfall last year, the locust population there has multiplied, and in fact has come eastwards into Pakistan and then into India, and so on. Normally, the locust attacks typically take place in July, August, but this year they have been actually, the attack in India started in April and is continuing in May. Now, there are 2 interesting things I would like to point out. The locusts normally fly during the daytime, and they will fly along with wind pattern, the predominant wind pattern. So, which way the wind is blowing is very important, because that controls the way the locusts are going to spread. Unfortunately or unfortunately, for parts of Rajasthan, as Mr. Saha has explained, there was cultivation of crops and those have been destroyed. Horticulture crops in Vidarbha have also been destroyed. But fortunately, the crop sowing really has not really started in most parts of India, the pre-monsoon crop sowing. So to that extent, the crop damage has been minimized. What I'm actually more worried about is that to control the locust population, a lot of pesticides are going to be sprayed, and these pesticides are being sprayed using drone, other kind of mechanical equipment. And the pesticide that is being recommended is something called malathion, which interestingly enough is on the list of pesticides which the government of India itself announced on May 20th that they want to ban in India. So these are the complications that are actually going to arise, that if there's indiscriminate use of malathion, it not only kills the locusts, but it also kills other insect populations. It will also affect bees and so on and so forth. And that in turn will also have its impact on agriculture and horticultural productivity. And I don't think we have enough neem-based pesticides available to spray and touch locust this thing. Ideally, we should have had some kind of biological pest control system in place. But unfortunately, we were not prepared because this kind of locust attack has not really happened in India for quite a while.
राहुल वांगे अगर हमारे साथ अभी भी जुड़े हैं, राहुल जी आप हमें बता सकते हैं कि आपने कहा सरकार तरफ से 2 विजिट आए आपके खेत में, क्या आपको कोई हेल्प मिला पेस्टिसाइड या कुछ ऐसा आपके नुकसान की तरफ?
कुछ हेल्प नहीं मिला। हमारा यही कहना है सरकार से।
हाँ बोलिए बोलिए, आपकी आवाज आ रही है।
हमारी महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट एंड सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट से यही एक रिक्वेस्ट है मैडम, ये जो तिहाड़ी दल हमारे एरिया में आया था जिसको हम नागतोड़े बोलते हैं, ये पूरे एरिया में ड्रोन की वजह से ड्रोन से फवारनी की जाए, यानी कि इन्होंने जहाँ भी अंडे दिए वो भी नष्ट हो सके और आने वाले हमारा जो भी फसल है हम तो पूरे बर्बाद हो ही चुके। लेकिन मेरे किसान भाइयों की, क्योंकि अभी मेरा तो ठीक है, मैं 35% हमारी तो जो फसल थी वो बर्बाद हो चुकी, लेकिन खरीफ हंगामा आ रहा है, जो 65 किसान मेरे भाइयों की जो फसल आने वाली है वो बर्बाद होने की वजह वो बर्बाद ना हो, इसलिए महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट एंड सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने इसके ऊपर जल्दी से जल्दी कुछ ना कुछ एक्शन लेना चाहिए मैडम। यही मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है एग्रीकल्चर मिनिस्टर से भी, सबसे, क्योंकि अगर इस पर कोरोना की वजह से हम तो घर में रह सकते हैं लेकिन हम किसान घर में नहीं रह सकते, हमको तो खेत में जाना पड़ेगा, हमारी रोजी रोटी का साधन ही वही है मैडम। अगर हम घर में रहे तो आप पूरा देश भूखा रह जाएगा। हम किसान हम खेत में मेहनत करेंगे तभी आप सबको ना कुछ, यानी कि अगर हम हमारे खेत में गेहूं निकालेंगे तभी आप तक पहुंचेगा, लेकिन हम ही मेहनत नहीं करेंगे, हम ही कुछ फिर बुआएंगे नहीं तो आपको क्या मिलेगा मैडम। आपके खातिर हमें अगर किसी बिजनेसमैन को घाटा हो जाता है उसको तो शौक हो जाता है, हमको तो हर साल ही घाटा होता है, 2 टाइम का खाना भी बड़े रात दिन मेहनत करते उसके बाद नसीब होता है, फिर भी हम कहते हैं क्योंकि हम कुछ ना कुछ हमको क्या मिल रहा है इसके बारे में नहीं सोचते, हम लोगों को हमको क्या दे सकते इसके बारे में हम किसान सोचते। हमने अपने बारे में सोचा होता तो हम अभी तक मैडम जहाँ थे वही है, इसलिए हम किसान भाइयों के, इसलिए मैं कुछ नहीं कह सकता मैडम, मेरे पास शब्द नहीं है, क्या कहूँ क्या नहीं बता नहीं सकता मैडम। मैं मेरे गवर्नमेंट ऑफ स्टेट गवर्नमेंट सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट से यही रिक्वेस्ट है, इसके ऊपर जल्दी से जल्दी कुछ ना कुछ एक्शन हो जाए। अगर ऊपर वाले ने अगर 2-3 बार और पलट के आ गए ना मैडम, हमारी तो जिंदगी बर्बाद हो जाएगी, हमारे क्या करे कुछ नहीं। आप प्लीज हमारी ये बात तो गवर्नमेंट सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एंड स्टेट गवर्नमेंट तक पहुंचे।
Mr. Saha, obviously the government has acknowledged that the locust is a problem, but we haven't really had any sort of relief from them.
Let's get this very, very clear. Locust is a central government issue because the insect does not understand state boundaries. Earlier, all states had locust control officers. Once the locust arrives, the state can deal with it. I'm sorry to say, much before the lockdown, much before COVID, not much before COVID, much before India's lockdown for COVID. In February, Food and Agriculture Organization of UN had told India that, look, this threat is coming. I've seen a tweet from an agricultural specialist in January saying that I see this in my farm. He put pictures. The tweet is dated in January. With all this notice, the central government sat tight. Like everything else related to the farmer, the central government said, it'll come, it'll go, the farmer will suffer, and then we'll see what we can do about it. On a lighter note, I think the entire farming community in India and those dependent on farming, which is a whopping 60%, should file a paternity suit against the central government, asking why, when you come from our gene pool, how is it that you do not acknowledge us, recognize us? Why are we invisible to you? Now, this problem cannot go away with malathion, cannot go away with all the deadly pesticides. I'm very grateful to Deviji for pointing it out. You know, in that central government notification of 20th May or 18th May, it's a draft notification which says if anybody has any objection, we intend to ban this. The reasons for banning are, one, alternatives are available. It's listed in that notification. Two, this is ecotoxic, this is neurotoxic, this is dangerous to human beings, infants, animals, and plant life. So the only option that the government is now giving farmers, and farmers have no option but to accept that option, is that you spray your crops with such deadly pesticides that are dangerous for consumption and you survive. So this is the understanding or lack of understanding of the governments towards this problem. And unless the wind blows it away, and I'm very clear, I repeat, unless the wind blows the problem away to another direction, this problem will stay. There is no way this huge swarm of locusts will just fall from the sky and die. They will proliferate, they will lay eggs, they will have the next brood, which will be 20 times, the third brood, which will be 1,026 times. And this is not going away. So this is one big calamity. We are seeing the beginning of calamity to Indian farming today. I hope everything that I'm saying does not happen, goes wrong. But I also know from my understanding and reading that this can only go wrong if the wind blows another way. And as one of the panelists rightly said,
Dr. Patwardhan, yes, one sec. Let me just bring in Dr. Patwardhan here, who is the zoologist. Dr. Patwardhan, do you agree that right now we need hand of God really to save our farmers and blow these locusts in a different direction? Yes.
Yes. Yes. It is difficult to control this massive population. Normally what happens is they die on their own. But since Kharif crop is about to get sowed and monsoon is coming, it can go to dangerous proportion.
What would your advice be, Dr. Patwardhan, what would your advice be to the Agriculture Ministry right now in the Union government to be able to handle this issue? Is it pesticides? Is it chemicals? Is there anything else that can be done? Would you recommend, like Rahul was telling us, that the farmers go out and make noise? Is it noise? Is it smoke? What will chase them away?
See, the first, as Avik Saha sir said, it has curtailed at the start point. When somebody's spotted population is growing up, it should have been curtailed at that point in other country. But since it has come here, you can use, there were uses of aeroplane to divert those swarms somewhere or disorient them. That can be done. Or just find out the nymphal stages, I mean the young one stages where they are, and destroy them there. So when they are laying eggs, just ask farmer to keep a watch and don't pesticide your plant. Instead, see, normally grasshopper lays eggs in the soil. So just keep a watch when they are laying eggs and just kill them. Don't think of animal activism and humanity or nothing. Just kill them. There's no option.
Right.
Insecticide probably is very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Well, there's no other option now but to kill them. Demi Goenka, do you want to come in with a quick word here? That obviously a rock and a hard place. The main priority at this point will be to cut down this population as quickly as possible. But it can't be done without collateral damage.
Yes, so maybe, I mean, I really am not an expert on agriculture kind of thing, but the common sense suggestion that comes to mind, and I would like Mr. Saha to respond to my suggestion, is for government to advise the farmers to delay their pre-monsoon plantation. Because the locust is going to feed on whatever is planted right now.
Hmm.
If we deprive them of the food, and the farmers can be asked to delay the plantation before the monsoon.
Is that a possibility, Mr. Saad, that the Kharif planting or the sowing be delayed?
I mean, the suggestion is absolutely technically valid, but it can't be done primarily because of the sowing and the harvesting season and the planting of the next crop. So these are, you know, they are photosensitive. So rice will need 95 days of sunlight, of 12 hours or 10 hours or 6 hours a day. So if you don't give it that time, that rice will not ripen, that paddy will not ripen. So it's not that, you know, it will grow by some synthetic method. Unless you allow that paddy plant to be in sunlight for such and such number of days and such hours per day, you will not get the crop.
So, yes, in fact, this is a conversation we've had repeatedly every year when the stubble is burnt because farmers feel that that window is too tight for them to adjust at all. They need it done in exactly that much time. I'm going to leave this here, but it's obviously a problem that's not going away. It's a problem that we're seeing the very beginning of. And given the fact that our farms are going to go into sowing season, it will actually give these insects something to feed on, which might result in them deciding to stay and lay eggs and actually multiply even further. But like, I mean, the voice that I'm going to echo at the end of this is what Rahul, the farmer, said. He said, basically, we need the government to take a look at what can happen now in order to help farmers fight this problem. Because if this happens to them over and above everything that has already happened to our farmers, including the lockdown, and before that...
मैं एक बात कहना चाहता हूँ.
हाँ, बोलिए ना राहुल जी.
जैसे कि गवर्नमेंट के कुछ अधिकारी हमारे यहाँ पे आए थे, उन्होंने मेरा जो भी नुकसान हुआ उन्होंने देखा मैडम. करीबन 3 लाख रुपए की मेरी जो भी मौसम्बी की फसल थी, 2.5 लाख या 3 लाख रुपए करीबन मेरे ऑरेंज या फ्रूट संतरे की फसल थी, वो पूरी तरह बर्बाद हो चुकी है. मेरी नहीं मैडम, मेरा गांव है खंबित आष्टी तहसील डिस्ट्रिक्ट वर्धा महाराष्ट्र में. मेरे आजू बाजू के जो भी किसान थे, जिनकी भी संतरा बागें थी, उनकी ज्यादा से ज्यादा 75 या 80% खेती बर्बाद हो चुकी है मैडम. उन सबका जो भी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया या स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र की तरफ से जो भी मुआवजा मिल सके मैडम, हम ये नहीं चाहते, लेकिन पर हेक्टेयर हमको 2.5 या 3 लाख रुपए, नहीं तो हम जिएंगे कैसे मैडम. यही सोच के हम परेशान हो चुके हैं मैडम. जिएंगे कैसे और खाएंगे क्या.
Absolutely. In fact, I don't have to, say anything else after what Rahul said. Rahul ने जो कहा वो आखिरी message होनी चाहिए हमारी show पे. Thank you, Rahul, for speaking with us, and thank you to my panelists. Leave us comments and of course subscribe to this YouTube channel for more conversations that help us understand what's going on in our country. Thanks for watching.